Kantara Chapter 1, a phenomenon that shook the box office. When you step into a cinema hall, there are some films that simply entertain you for a couple of hours, and then there are films that stay with you long after the end credits roll. One such cinematic storm has arrived, and its name is Kantara Chapter 1, a Kannada language action adventure thriller that has taken the Indian film industry by absolute surprise. The movie opened with a bang across multiple languages and has shattered box office records in just a week. Audiences are hailing it as one of the biggest Indian blockbusters of 2025. And the numbers back up that claim. The film's first week worldwide earnings have already surpassed 4 times its budget. It's not just a movie anymore, it has become a cultural and box office phenomenon. But Kantara Chapter 1 is not the only film to release this week. Alongside it, Bollywood brought out a romantic comedy titled Sunny Sanskari Ki Tulsi Kumari, starring Varun Dhawan and Janvi Kapoor. Both films released around the same time, but their journeys at the box office have been very different. In this two-part series, we'll break down the 7-day worldwide box office collections of both these films, analyze their performance language-wise, and explore why one film became a runaway storm while the other had a decent but comparatively modest run. Let's begin with the film that's making history. The myth, the mystery, the mayhem, the world of Kantara. Before we talk about numbers, it's important to understand what makes Kantara Chapter 1 so unique. The story is set deep in the mystical forests of coastal Karnataka, blending mythology, folklore, action, and spirituality. The heart of the story revolves around the Brahma Rakshasa, a supernatural guardian spirit believed to reside in the forest. This spiritual element has created an emotional connection with the audience, especially in South India, where the folklore is deeply rooted in local traditions. The film is written, directed, and headlined by Rishab Shetty, who has once again proven why he is considered one of the most visionary storytellers in Indian cinema today. His direction brings the raw energy of the land to the screen. You can almost feel the soil, the chants, and the spirit of the place. Starring alongside him are Rukmini Vasant, Gulshan Devaya, and Jayaram Subramaniam in pivotal roles. From the very first day of its release, Kantara Chapter 1 caught fire at the ticket counters. It wasn't just a regional success story, the film's Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, and Malayalam dubbed versions also opened to tremendous response, a thunderous opening across languages. The first thing that caught everyone's attention was the historic opening. Few Kannada films in history have managed to achieve this kind of multi-language impact on day one. Day one collections alone sent shockwaves across the industry. What was more surprising was the film's momentum. It didn't just rely on a strong weekend, it kept growing steadily through the weekdays, a sign of powerful word of mouth. Weekday collections in India are usually a real test of a film's strength. Many Bollywood biggies make huge numbers on the opening weekend but drop sharply after Monday. Kantara did the opposite. It not only maintained its collections but also grew stronger in certain regions. This kind of trend signals a long theatrical run, something rarely seen in the post-pandemic era. The Hindi market shockwave. One of the most jaw-dropping performances came from the Hindi belt. In recent years, only a handful of South Indian films have managed to break into the Hindi market in a big way. But Kantara Chapter 1 didn't just break in, it stormed through. Within the first 7 days, the Hindi version alone crossed Rs 100 crore net, an achievement no other South film had managed in 2025 up to that point. This is extraordinary, especially considering the film does not have a typical pan-India star cast or massive marketing campaign. What carried it forward was the power of content and word of mouth. Audiences in North India, from Mumbai to Delhi, from UP to Gujarat, embraced the film wholeheartedly. Multiplexes and single screens alike reported houseful boards. The film's earthy storytelling, rooted folklore, and intense performances gave Hindi audiences something fresh and powerful. Budget versus earnings, a roaring success. The budget of Kantara Chapter 1 stands at approximately Rs 125 crore. By the end of its first week, the film had already earned more than 4 times its investment. That means it's not just a hit, it's a super blockbuster. Strong opening weekend, record-breaking weekday hold, pan-India success story, global appeal. It's rare to see such a perfect storm. The other side of the coin, Sunny Sanskari Ki Tulsi Kumari. While Kantara Chapter 1 was rewriting box office history, Bollywood had its own offering, a light-hearted romantic comedy directed by Box office collection, day by day, Sunny Sanskari Ki Tulsi Kumari. Let's look at how the film performed during its first 7 days. Days 1-5, the film earned a total of Rs 5.37 crore India net. Audiences responded positively to the chemistry between Varun Dhawan and Janhvi Kapoor. Multiplex audiences, especially in metros, gave it a decent start. Day 6 collections came in at Rs4 26 crore, showing a slight dip due to the midweek factor and increasing dominance of Kantara Chapter 1. Day 7, the morning occupancy dropped significantly, while afternoon and evening shows also saw a downward curve. The film earned around Rs 190 crore on the 7th day. This brought the total 7-day India net collection to Rs 41.53 crore India gross, Rs 49.45 crore overseas gross, Rs 9.35 crore worldwide total, Rs 58.80 crore. For a romantic comedy released opposite a monster hit, these numbers are respectable. However, they also reflect how tough it is to compete with a cultural wave like Kantara Chapter 1, occupancy trends, audience behavior. An interesting observation this week was how both films attracted different audience segments. Kantara Chapter 1 pulled in both mass and multiplex audiences. Rural areas, Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, and even metro multiplexes witnessed consistent occupancy throughout the week. Sunny Sanskari Ki Tulsi Kumari, on the other hand, primarily appealed to urban multiplex audiences and younger demographics. Its morning shows saw significant drops while evening shows maintained decent occupancy. This difference in audience base became even more evident after the first weekend. Word of mouth, the deciding factor. When it comes to sustaining at the box office, word of mouth is king. Kantara Chapter 1 received rave reviews from both critics and audiences. Viewers praised its immersive storytelling, powerful background score, and raw performances. Many called it a spiritual experience. Sunny Sanskari Ki Tulsi Kumari received mixed to positive reactions. While the performances were appreciated, several viewers felt it didn't offer anything new. Against a strong content-driven film like Kantara, this made a huge difference. As a result, while Kantara grew stronger during weekdays, Tulsi Kumari witnessed a gradual decline. A closer look at Kantara's Hindi collections. Now let's zoom in on the Hindi box office performance of Kantara Chapter 1 days 1 to 5, Rs 83.70 crore net in Hindi alone. This is staggering for a dubbed Kannada film. Day 6, thanks to a strategic ticket price drop, the film attracted massive footfall. The Hindi net collection shot up to Rs 25 crore, which is higher than what many big banner Bollywood films earn on their first weekend midweek days. Day 7, even with a slight drop in morning occupancy, the film managed Rs 950 crore net in Hindi. This brings the 7-day Hindi net total to Rs 104.45 crore, making it the first South Indian film in 2025 to cross Rs 100 crore in the Hindi market. The Hindi gross total stands at Rs 124.29 crore, giving the film a super-duper hit status in the North Indian market within just 1 week. Pan-India numbers speak louder. Of course, Kantara is not just winning in Hindi. Its biggest strength is its pan-India language distribution. Let's break it down. Kannada original dominated Karnataka, Kerala border regions and southern circuits. Hindi dubbed, exceptional performance across metros and Tier 2 cities. Tamil Telugu, solid occupancy, especially in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Malayalam, stable numbers in Kerala. This strategic release ensured that the film was everywhere. Multiplexes, single screens, urban centers, small towns, and even rural belts. The India net collection after 7 days. By the end of Day 7, Kantara Chapter 1 recorded an India net collection of Rs 3 and 8.50 crore across all languages. To put that into perspective, many recent Bollywood biggies struggled to cross Rs 200 crore net in their entire theatrical run. Kantara achieved Rs 318 crore plus in just 7 days. The India gross collection reached Rs 379.12 crore. Add the overseas earnings and the total number becomes even more staggering. Global box office impact. Outside India, Kantara Chapter 1 also witnessed an excellent response in North America, the Middle East, Australia, and parts of Europe. The overseas gross collection by the end of Day 7 stood at Rs 68.23 crore, which is huge for a Kannada film. Adding everything together, India gross Rs 379.12 crore, overseas gross Rs 68.23 crore worldwide total, 7 days Rs 447.35 crore. The film has crossed Rs 400 crore worldwide in a single week. This puts it in the league of only a few Indian films in history.
The road ahead, will it cross RS 500 crore?
Industry trade analysts are already calling Kantara Chapter 1 a long runner at the box office. With no major Hindi release scheduled in the second week, the film is expected to continue its strong run, especially in the Hindi market.